Alright, wanted to give you a quick video and kind of a walk around of my Toyota Land Cruiser 1987 FJ60. Really sad to part with this car. This car's been my daily driver for the past 2 years. It's been awesome. Not a lot of problems. Few of the things I've done to it, just off the top of my head, are replaced the front brakes, so all the disc brakes up front. Bled the lines, new brake fluid in there. I've replaced the master cylinder on the brakes. I replaced the master cylinder on the clutch and the slave. I fixed the front main seal leak, so no longer leaks oil. I replaced the crankshaft pulley, or the harmonic balancer, whatever you want to call it. Let's see what else. And I think that's it. So it's been trouble-free. Those things I knew how to do coming into it, and so I've got about 3,000 into it over the last 2 years, and it drives great. So it is ready to go. It's daily driver, does highway speeds, no weird wobbles or shakes or anything like that. It's got a Yakima roof rack up top. You can see it's got the round headlights. This is the last year of the FJ60, the 87. The year after this, they went to the FJ62, different engine configuration, fuel injected. This one is carbureted. Four-wheel drive works great. This has never been in an accident. I am the third owner of it. It's been a Southern cruiser most of its life. It was purchased in Alabama and did a stint in Missouri for a little bit, and then back down here to Texas. So very minimal rust. I'll show you a little bit of rust right here on the bumper, the chrome bumper on the rear. Got some rust on it. I've got some tape over it, so it's kind of poking through right there. I've done some rust preventative stuff on it every 6 months, and I do so all over the car. And the only other rust spot that there is on the car is the rock rails right down here. And I'll see if I can get down here so you can see them. You can see here, sorry it's a little dirty right there. So I kind of punched it all out where there's rust, and I've applied a fluid film, which is preventative. There's another one right here, and oops, I don't know if you saw that one. This one, zoom, focus, and this one. So it's not compromised all the way through. However, it is bubbling in a bunch of places. So what I was planning on doing, and I would recommend someone else doing, is kind of chopping off the rock rails and just adding your own kind of rock rails on the bottom, but I just never got around to it. But to my knowledge, none of it's spread. It was like that. It's been like that for a couple years, and that is the only place that there's rust. And so the rest of it's clean. Never been in a wreck, and chrome looks good on the front. There's the top of the headlight is like this when I purchased it. It's kind of cracked off right there. It doesn't affect the light at all. You can see it's got the front locking hubs right there. Tires got good tread on them. I'll show you right here. So it's what I call a good 10-foot paint job on this Land Cruiser. It is 25 years old, and so there's been a few nicks and dings, and the previous owner went a little bit crazy with touch-up paint. So I'll show you kind of down here. You can see where they've tried to touch up a bunch of little dings and nicks and stuff like that, but it's not noticeable from back, but it is when you get right up on it. Roof rack up there, got all the parts for that. And this is kind of a cool character. When you lock these cars, you have to pull the handle out like that, and it's from 25 years. It's sort of sticking your thumb right there. So let me show you the interior of this car, and then we'll start it up. I'll show you all the parts it comes with that I've purchased that just haven't gotten around to and just have for preventative work. Oh yeah, the reason I'm selling it, baby number 3 came 6 months ago, and I got to get rid of this car. I need to make room in the garage. This is just kind of my around town car. I drive it to work and back, and It's just not super practical to keep around when you got 3 kids, so my wife doesn't like me tinkering on it. I don't have a lot of time to tinker with it anymore, and anyway, my losses are getting, I'm really sad to see it go, but it's kind of come down to it. All new seals here on all 4 doors, so it's door seals, so it doesn't leak at all. As you can see, it's got these seat covers on it, so all over the front and in the back. It's got Spectre off-road covers, and these things have been on there since 2001 and have not come off, so almost 12 years. And as you can see, the seats are in great shape. Interior is in great shape. Tiny. Normally there's a giant tear right here. This one just has a tiny one in this part right there, and that's really it. So these will stay on. These ones are a little faded from the sun and just me driving it to work and back. I'll fix that later. Get that on there later. And it's also got these Spectre off-road sort of, I don't know what to call it, just like foot, they're not protectors, but just protection on the bottom here. And so as a result, it's kept the interior down here in really great shape. So this is all over the entire car, front and back. I'll show you in the back as well. You can see all the interior back there is in great shape. These covers all over, it's got little pockets back here. It's even on the headrests. And the protective liner, that's a good word for it, protective liner is all over the back. Unlock this thing. So you can see even on the back there. And as a result, it's in great shape back here. Normally when you look at these things, the back is just beat to shreds. And this thing is in great shape. It's got the original hitch back here. Normally on the earlier FJ60s it's under the front seat, but on this later model it's back here. So all that stuff's back there. It's got a Alpine or Pioneer, I can't remember, stereo system back in the front. That's been replaced. Other than that, it's all original. And it's got 2 Pioneer speakers back here. So the sound sounds good. It's got an iPod connector, so I plug in my iPhone and listen to music. Oh, sorry. Tuck that back in so that all lays flat. Oh, I'll show you the tag. You can see all this stuff. See all the Spectre off-road stuff. If you don't know what that is, you'll become familiar with it when you own a Land Cruiser.